This is an Off the Tongue podcast.
Hey, welcome everybody to the show.
Welcome back.
I am back.
Yes, back from assignment. Doug is back this week.
I've been fighting this cold that's kicking my butt for 2 weeks, so I'm going to do my best to get through tonight's episode. I am loaded for bear. I got a lot of problems with you people out there, so listen. No. So
they deserve it.
We do. We have got quite a show. Mike's got an update, and then I want to get into a few things. They're going to be kind of quick hits. I got some stuff. This was a couple weeks ago, but I had written it down to talk about it, and I want to talk about it. So
it's old news now.
The Blue Origin space ride that everybody went on, and
that the astronauts went on.
The people rode on, and then we're going to talk about that. I got some things about travel. I got a restaurant in Thailand. I've got some flight stories that we'll get into, and then some Gen Z stuff, just some fun, kind of quirky, weird little Gen Z stuff. So that's it. Let's go. Mike, What do you got?
All right. So I saw this story, and this is probably like the third or fourth story we've talked about on this guy, but his name is Toko, if you guys recall.
Yes, I remember
You may
Toko.
remember him as the guy who donned the Border Collie, the hyper-realistic Border Collie suit. That was $16,000, by the way.
Which is insane.
So we've talked about this guy.
That's a pricey suit.
It is.
A dog costume.
Going all the way back to 2023, we've had some stories about this guy. Well, I've got another one. He's out of Tokyo, Japan. I believe it's Tokyo. I know Japan for sure. I think it's Tokyo. But he had a human zoo, if you can believe it.
A human zoo?
A human zoo is what he called it. But basically what had happened...
This sounds like some horrible...
I don't want to go to the human zoo.
Blumhouse horror movie that's coming up.
The human zoo.
I don't want to be part of the human zoo. I don't want to go to the human... Let alone be an exhibit at the human zoo. You can count me out.
Nobody wants to be...
Nobody wants to be...
No.
So it says, Toko the human collie had to shutter his bizarre people zoo, in quotes.
The collie had to shut his zoo.
Yeah. Just months after opening because it received no bookings. Gee, I wonder why. So he posted on X, if we do not receive any reservations by Saturday, April 19th, we will close. He calls it a store. We will close the store. The collie cosplayer who lives in Japan lamented in an X post. So basically what he did was people can come to his quote-unquote zoo and they can don a costume. I guess it calls out one in the article, an Alaskan Malamute costume. A life-size Alaskan Malamute costume with jaws that can open and close. For the small fee of $300, you can wear this costume and frolic around the human zoo.
Oh, so it's their own costume or one he has?
No, it's one he has.
Oh, okay. So he's building up a collection.
So you pay $300 to go to the human zoo to put on the Alaskan Malamute costume and run around the human zoo.
Well, I'm assuming it's going to be kind of limited to your body type, too. I mean...
Somewhat, yeah.
It says, build as a place where your wish to become an animal comes true. The Toko Zoo opened in the Saitama Prefecture, just north of Tokyo. The role-playing paradise was initially a hit, taking bookings for months in advance due to its popularity, but it appears that the novelty has since worn off. Toko explained on X that the human zoo will close in June, so interested parties may make bookings in April and May. He also added that spots are still open for May, but if no reservations come in this weekend, he'll have to scrap the event. So, I guess there's only
Has he got more than dogs, or is it?
No, I think it's dogs.
I don't want to go to a dog zoo.
But can you even call it a zoo if it's just dogs? Wouldn't that just be a dog park? The human dog park?
Yeah.
Well, they're not even dogs. They're people.
True. They think they're dogs.
They're a person in a dog costume. I'm not going to a zoo or anything else where there's just a person in a dog costume.
Well, no, I'm not going to pay to be in the dog suit, and I'm not going to go pay to look at them.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
So anyway, it turns out there's only so many people in the world that want to partake in this stuff, I guess. So
if it was in our town, if they were in our town, they would show up on Facebook as dogs getting loose, and they'd be in the Mortonites page.
Probably, yes.
I saw one over at the corner of Birchwood and 4th.
Yeah, this one looked a little weird, though. It looked a little unsettling.
Yeah.
He got up and walked around on 2 feet, so
2 feet.
I wasn't quite sure what that was about. But
He answers to the name Toko. If you,
yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
yes,
Yeah.
it is.
But
Very weird.
But everything about this is weird.
Yeah,
so.
it's all strange. So, all right. Well, before we continue, real quick, I'm Doug.
oh, I'm Greg.
Oh,
I'm just changing
fine.
it up. I'm changing it up. So
Boy, we're going out of order. I'm Toko.
There's no order. We just do whatever. Greg is in his dog costume. Mike and I have spray bottles for when he's bad. We'll squirt him and
Down.
This is the It's Funny That Makes It Okay podcast. We're part of the Off the Tongue Podcast Network, where you can go out there. You can find a bunch of other podcasts. They have the Greener Grass, Original Copycats, Skate
We do this
Ohio. They got a bunch of them.
Pint
Go out there,
Pals.
look up Off the Tongue Podcast Network. Give them all a listen. And, of course, yours truly is on that as well.
Go out where?
Just out there.
Out there.
There.
Out there. Go out there somewhere.
they listen to us at the Human Zoo.
Type. Just yell, Off the Tongue Podcast Network, and somebody will come up and give you some information.
Wow.
You'll get a handout,
I like it.
a flyer.
It'll be on your windshield.
There'll be a flyer with all the pertinent information.
Nice.
So, all right. So a few weeks ago, they had the Blue Origin spacecraft that went up into the outer limits of space. It was outer space, and it was what was that?
Yes, it was. It's pre-atmosphere though, right?
Yeah,
because the
it's-
rocket's not designed to go through the atmosphere.
Yeah,
right?
it's up in the outer space,
Yes.
but not all the way.
Tickles the atmosphere.
The way that thing looks, that's very just the tip went into the outer space. And so the people they came back, and there was they said historic because there was all women's crews, but there were all women's crews before. But I don't want to get into that a whole lot, other than they were saying they were mad because people were saying they took a ride to space, and they were saying, "Oh no, we're astronauts." It's like, look, and I'm not taking nothing against that. It was probably really cool if you had the opportunity to go up there. It would scare me. I wouldn't want to go up into space. That takes some guts to fly up there and get up into the and tickle the atmosphere a little bit. But you cannot call yourself an astronaut, though. So I got to looking because I was like, well, maybe they are. Maybe they should be called an astronaut. I don't know. So I looked to see what are the requirements for Blue Origins to be a quote unquote Blue Origin astronaut. And according to the intranets, I yelled it, and some guy handed me a flyer.
So you yelled Blue Origin, and
Yes.
yeah.
18 plus years old. You got to be between 5 foot and 6'4". So
Okay.
110 to 223 pounds. Like, ooh, I might not make it. I might be out on that one because I'm too skinny.
You would have to go through a gate to determine whether you could get on it or not.
This was also one of the requirements. Must be able to fit into a one-piece zip-up flight suit. Like, what do I got to look fabulous?
You do have to look fabulous.
Says you got to go through a
Marvelous.
familiarization process. So
A what?
A familiarization process
With what?
with the Blue Origin.
Oh,
So, the pointy tip is to the sky. The pointy part of the rocket
Yes.
goes up. Okay.
and no asking for directions when you're coming down.
No, it's going to come down. Says you have to be able. Now, this one I give it. It's something. You got to climb 7 flights of stairs in under 90 seconds.
Oh, I
It's
might have trouble.
I might be out on that one. I don't know. But okay.
In under 90 seconds?
Yeah, that's what it says. I don't know why you have to climb up the stairs so fast to get into the rocket. Do you have to light the fuse first and then run up the stairs? I
Maybe
don't
that's
know.
it.
But then it says you also have to be able to walk across uneven surfaces. So I guess like the
that's tough.
bridge. Okay. So that's their requirements to be a Blue Origin quote unquote astronaut.
I could walk across uneven surfaces, I think.
So now, for fun, I thought, well, what do you have to do to be a NASA astronaut? So I looked that one up.
Go in the flight simulator. and
Well, it says first you have to have a master's in STEM, so science, technology, engineering, or mathematics. You also have to have a bachelor's in a related field or at least 3 years of practical experience in that field. at least 1,000 hours of pilot and command time on a jet aircraft. Generally, they want somebody in their 30s or 40s. They said that's kind of their target age. You have to have 2 years of professional experience in a STEM field and a significant amount of flight experience in a high-performance jet aircraft. Little bit different than the Blue Origin.
A tad. Just a bit.
So in the Blue Origin, they had Katy Perry, Gayle King. They had Jeff Bezos' girlfriend. William Shatner's been up there. It's like, none of these people are astronauts. I'm sorry. You cannot be an astronaut. Especially when if something went wrong, there's not one thing that any of you are going to do except sit in there and then
hope
somebody
they can bring you back down.
Get you back down. There's no piloting. There's no nothing. It is a ride. It goes up. It comes back. No, it's really cool. It's high tech.
Oh, it'd be an amazing ride,
but it's just a ride.
Yeah, it's basically the world's best carnival ride if you can afford to go.
Yeah,
it's inexpensive.
Yeah,
I was wondering what the two astronauts that were stuck up there for 10 months or whatever it was, what they were thinking
Seeing
about.
Katy Perry come down after 11 minutes and kiss the ground. Like,
yeah, I was kind of wondering.
Yeah. The man and woman are like, well, you know what? Come when you're up there for 6 months. Come talk to us, and then maybe we'll get into that.
Yeah, did you see what space did to them? I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
They look so transformed.
Yeah. Well,
They're coming back.
It takes its toll on the body. So, anyway, that's all I did. You guys have anything else? I didn't want to. That was in there. That's been in my notes for a couple weeks, and I had to get it off of my chest. All right, so let's do a little bit of traveling.
Well, you know what? I got to ride in the back of a 2-seat race car one time.
Wow.
So I'm a race car driver.
You are a Formula One driver.
It was an Indy car. So
is that not Formula Indy?
They're a little different.
It's like the step below, I think.
They're a little different.
Oh.
If only I had known, I would have asked for your autograph a long time ago.
Well, yeah, you should have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did get out and kiss the ground, though.
You took the wreath,
I
too,
felt like
at the Indy
it.
500. You kissed the brick.
Yes.
At the Indy
Drink a
500.
gallon of milk or whatever
Yeah.
it is they do.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fast.
Some young girl comes up with some flowers and hands them to you.
And
You
to
get the
me.
milk and drink it.
Yeah. I told the driver to do some burnout, like spin it around, He didn't do it. But
Oh, okay.
am I a hero?
Absolutely.
Some would say you are.
Yes. The next Mario Andretti.
Hey, if it's a riding race, I'm in.
Yep. All right. So over in Thailand, there is a restaurant, and they've come up with kind of a different way to charge for their food. What they have is they have a little gate in front of their entrance of differing thick,
Widths.
Thank you.
Yes.
Narrowness.
Narrowness,
Widths. And depending on the different widths, you can have a 20% discount, a 15, a 10, a 5, or no discount. So if you're skinny, you get a discount. If you're not, I guess you're going to pay
Not
full
so much.
price. See, I think it stopped at regular price. I would have even went, no, we're going to even charge you like 5, 10, 20, even though I know I would be paying
If you
more.
can't get through this, sorry, you're paying double.
Yes, it is. But I thought, well, that's interesting. That would not fly here.
No.
That just would not. But also, I feel like I would want that on the exit. I want you paying, not when you're coming in. I want it when you're going out. I think that's a better test, don't you?
At a regular restaurant or a buffet?
Any restaurant, I think.
The buffet, the stakes are higher. Double.
Yes, they are.
Double whatever the initial thing is at the buffet.
What other businesses could implement this?
Well, I was trying to think about that.
Flying,
Airline
for sure.
travel.
Airline.
That's the
Flying.
easy one.
What about Uber? Before you get in, it's like, all right, here's
Well,
your
there was
Uber
that
price.
Uber story. There was that Uber story a few weeks ago.
Where the
that
guy said that the gal was too big for his
Yeah.
car, and she was a big gal, and I'm a bigger guy, but
Well, I've mentioned it on here before. When we went to the Wisconsin Dells
Yes.
to the wilderness, one of the water slides, you would climb the 4 stories of steps to get to the top, and then they had a scale, and if you were over a certain weight, it's like, nope, back down you go.
see, they needed
The
that at the
walk of
bottom.
shame.
Don't make you go all the way to
No,
the
they made you walk to the
I know
top.
that maybe they're trying to get you more exercise, but still,
Oh,
it's
my
like
goodness.
just put it down here.
Well, I felt bad for a few people that had to walk back down.
Yeah, that's bad.
They send you on a separate slide that just takes you down. Like, here you go. Here's the
It's
consolation
just a hole, a
slide.
straight drop.
You're sticking it. This isn't helping. That's not helping you when you get stuck in the drop hole. Uh-oh. Yep.
Yeah, nobody wants to get stuck in the drop hole.
No, they don't. Got to use a big plunger thing to push you down through it.
I'll take the Blue Origin and tickle you out.
That's right. But yeah, there was also a story, I think it was last year, might have been 2 years ago now, about a woman who was suing somebody because she went to like a dude ranch or something, and they wouldn't let her ride the horse because she was too big. And they're like, look, it's for the horse's safety. It cannot support. I'm sorry, we're not saying anything derogatory towards you. That's up to you. But the horse, for the horse's safety, we cannot. And she was arguing with him about it. But yeah, I mean.
Well, a lot of times it is for safety. I mean, there was that, and this is a sad story, but it was that, I think it was in Kansas, was it? Where the young man was on that
roller coaster.
amusement park ride.
yeah.
That was the one that went straight up and came back down, but they couldn't like
Latch.
shut it.
They
I mean,
latch the safety.
and he fell out. I mean,
Yeah.
I've got another one. Basically, anytime. No, this could be a sporting event or a concert. Because I've been at a few sporting events before. That is, I get a little spillage into my seat, and I'm a little uncomfortable there.
sounds like the Weird Al concert.
I think you should go, but I think they should do the seating like the skinnier you are, the closer you get. And the bigger you are, you have to sit back farther.
And the seats are farther apart.
Yeah, so there's less people. You got to pay a little more.
Because it's like, look,
We're going to pack you skinny people in, though. You're going to be sardines down there.
it's like I paid for my seat. My seat. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not taking freeloaders into my seat.
No.
I don't like that.
I've had that happen before, too. I think the same way with real tall people. I've been to, I'm only 5'8", so I'm not real tall. But I've been to concerts, somebody stands up, it's like, well, great. Now I get to look at
Or the movie theater.
at the back of this guy's shirt for the next hour and a half while he's bobbing his head around, and it's like, this is great. I paid, $90 for this ticket or whatever it is.
Not as big of a problem now, but back in the like 70s and 80s, big hair was a problem too. You'd be at a movie or a concert, and there would be a big afro or something in front of you, and you couldn't see over them. I don't know
Or you
what
see the dudes that would put their girlfriends up on their shoulders.
yeah.
That doesn't happen to the concerts we go to either, because they're all on walkers, orthopedic shoes. They can't get their legs up that high, and the guy can't lift them, so we're all right. But
Yeah, we're safe now. Most of the concerts I go to now are people sitting. I mean, there's not a lot of standing up. I mean,
I've been to a few where they stand.
well,
yeah.
I bet the Kids Bop gets crazy though.
the Kids Bop does.
Yeah,
We've been entertaining that again this year.
Oh,
The Kids Bop.
Just you and Lori?
Yeah, we do. Anniversary day.
I think you got an anniversary coming up. Got to hit that Kids Pop. So I think like a rickshaw too. I think you would want to charge more for. You got something where you're, the bicycle taxi, and you're bicycling somebody around. Mm-hmm. Like, look, I can't. There's a weight limit on this.
Yes, there are many hills.
Well, if there's any hills at all, I'm out. I'm not even riding the bike.
uphill both ways. It's like,
You may be riding me around by the time we're done.
Yeah.
So-
I can't think of any other businesses where that could apply.
All right. Well, moving on our traveling stories here. I got a few plane stories. So there was this flight from Philly to Chicago. And during the flight,
yeah, I remember this one.
the woman, for whatever reason, and I don't think it says this, one unhinged woman. I don't think you need unhinged when you hear the story. That's assumed.
It's implied.
One unhinged woman stripped down to her birthday suit, completely naked, which, first off, that's disgusting because planes are disgusting. All right? So that's bad. That wasn't enough, though.
No,
No,
stop
Because
it.
There's
once she's
more.
naked, she decided, you know what? I think I'm going to drop a deuce on my seat. So she got up on the seat, squatted, and took a big old dump right on her seat.
Wow.
Which at least I guess it was her seat. So there is a little bit to say that it wasn't somebody else's. So that's good.
Yours could be next to hers,
I was
though.
gonna say, knowing my luck, I would be the seat right there next to her.
That would be a bad. That would be a bad draw.
thing.
A bad draw. As a matter of fact, it would be horrible.
I'd wait for the oxygen mask to drop.
Well, we mercifully, please.
Yes, please drop the mask.
We talked about
Crash this plane.
we talked about flying last week, and
Yeah, we had a couple of flight stories.
here you go. Here's another one.
Yep.
It's just like these flight stories are just too much at this point.
Well-
and what is it about poop on the planes? Why is it always poop?
Yeah, that one she didn't even try to
Why?
make. The other ones were like the bathrooms were overflowing or a guy had an accident. This is
Yeah.
like she's just like, nope. You know what? I'm naked. Gonna do what comes natural. Take a dump. Nice. That's nice. So they had to make an emergency landing and got her off. Also, on a flight from Houston to Phoenix, another woman.
Oh no! Please no.
Another woman got up, took her top off, and bared her breast. It says as she gyrated around the cabin of the 737.
What are we doing?
Now, first off, I have a little issue with the gyrate because I looked up gyro. It's move around a fixed point. I don't know that you can gyrate your breast
She's
like that.
bringing it around town.
See, I would have put shake.
Was there
or something.
room on the plane to even gyrate?
Apparently. Because it said she ran up and down the cabin. She tried to get in to see
But
the
that's not
the
gyrating.
pilots.
Gyrating, like you said, is going around.
Yeah. Well, there's even more to this story that was more intriguing to me than just her. So she did that. It said she continued parading on board for nearly a half an hour before the authorities stepped in to take. Why? Like, well, you know, hey, this lady's got her top off. How long's it been off? 10 minutes? Yeah, we're going to give her at least 30. If it's still off at 30,
Then we'll do something.
then we'll do something. If it's just 10 or 15, you know, fine. Well, yeah, she's fine.
Look, she's only gyrating.
Maybe she's hot.
She's only gyrating.
Maybe
it
she's
could be
warm.
worse.
She got warm, you know. Sometimes I would assume, you know, that gets warm. They have a bra. It's like, hey, I got to take this top off and air out. I don't know.
She clearly needed the battery powered one.
Well, you can't gyrate in a bra.
Yes.
The battery powered. That's an oldie.
Yes, it is. I love the callback. So, and then there is even one more part of this that I loved as well. So it says, she even tried to enter the cockpit. Passengers on the aircraft described the incident to the outlet saying she turned around, faced up, and this one said she stripped off all of her clothes, but earlier it just says that she was topless. Where is the line that I had it marked and my computer's dying, so I had to shut things down and now I'm bringing it back up. It says, I'm trying to find the specific because I want to make sure I get it correctly. Okay, she proceeded to run away. She was screaming. Passengers recalled it was scary. Like, I would imagine, a little unhinged. Doggone it. Bear with me here. Talk amongst yourself.
I think pretty soon here, what we're going to have to do, instead of the TSA security screening, we're going to have a TSA mental health screening. You can pass a mental health exam.
basic-
You're
I
okay
agree
to get on
with
the
that
plane.
completely.
This is just ridiculous at this point. It's like
What would the questions
I'm
be?
almost
Are you
more-
going to take your clothes off when you're
Yeah.
on this plane?
well, I'm more afraid of the people defecating
Oh, here
next
it
to me
is.
now at this point than I am about somebody actually terrorizing the plane.
I know. I don't want anybody doing that.
Probably the thing that, so she did this for a half an hour, running up and down the plane, screaming, hollering, over a half hour. In a half hour, the people on the flight finally decided to do something about it. It said local law enforcement met the flight, flight 733 from Houston to Phoenix. After it returned to the gate, it never left. It was just on the
Wow.
tarmac. Why would you?
She
just
got
sit
right
there?
into it.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't in the air. As soon as she got on, she's like, I am. And she said she's bipolar. She goes, that's it. I'm taking my top off. Well, then why would the airplane not like, hey, we have an emergency. We got to come back. Like, no, we're just going to sit on the tarmac for a while this woman goes insane.
Or maybe just open the door and push.
Well, never mind traffic control. But everything okay in there? It's like, what are we waiting on, guys?
Yeah. So there was that one. I've got one other one that I did not have out there because I wanted to surprise you guys with this one. So a United Airlines flight had to return after a mid-flight strike. So it took off. Something had the footage of it shows like fireballs coming out the engine. I watched it with the footage, like, wow, that is something.
Oh, so like the pilots didn't go on strike or something during the flight.
It took off from Denver.
We're going back. We're going on strike.
It took off from Denver. Right after it took off, it had to come back to the airport. Would you like to guess what caused?
I think
this
I
emergency?
read this.
Go ahead, then fire away.
I don't know. I mean, I would have.
Was it?
Initially, I would think a bird, but like
I
I think
would've too.
I think it's going
That's
to be a
what I
little
would've
crazier than a
thought.
bird.
Was it a bunny?
A bunny?
It was a rabbit.
Are you serious?
Yes. Yes.
What is this, like a
It's the one
supersonic
from
rabbit?
Monty Python. It's well, he's got a mean streak a mile wide.
How is a rabbit that high in the
I
air?
already don't real thrilled with flying, and then you start. Now I got to worry about rabbits. I mean, there's birds, there's other airplanes, helicopters, terrorists. Some woman could take off her clothes and take a dump on my seat, and now I got to worry about a rabbit taking the plane down.
Now, how did it get in there?
They're thinking that when the plane took off and was going up, that it was by the runway, and it sucked it into the jet engine.
Oh, so it didn't hop up.
Or maybe it did. That's what they're guessing. Because they said that there was reported there was a loud bang and significant vibration. And it said that there was a wildlife strike that was called out from the plane. It says, we just took a rabbit to engine number 2. If I heard that, I'd be like, oh, we're going to die. This is how I'm going to die.
Yes.
Doug was killed in an airplane wreck caused by a rabbit.
Yeah.
Would you rather take a rabbit strike to engine 2 or a number 2 on the seat next to you?
I don't know.
Engine 2 or number 2?
Yeah. Either
Look,
way,
Mommy, at the cute rabbit. Boom.
yeah, either way is not good for you. Oh my gosh.
So I thought, wow, that is insane. And I found another article about it here that was going on. It's kind of doing the same thing. It was 153 people on board, six crewmen. And they took off. Boom, it hit it. Fire. They have pictures of it. Big flames coming out of the engine.
Wow.
The whole plane is shaking. It says
rabbit.
wildlife strikes are quite common. The FAA records more than 20,000 incidents last year.
Jeez.
Okay.
How many of them were rabbits? There may have been a number 2 on my seat after that.
Well, that's what I wanted to get to. It says, however, rabbit strikes appear to be more rare. I hope. The FAA database reported only 4 times a rabbit went into the engine and took a plane out.
Wow, there's some heavy suction there
I
in
would
the
have thought
engine.
0 if you would have asked me. How many times has a rabbit caused a plane? 0. I mean, was it on the plane? No, it wasn't on the plane. Okay.
Yeah.
0.
You'd like to think 0.
Oh, no, 4. So now I have a new fresh fear and horror. A woman could get nude and gyrate around and poop on my seat, or I could be taken down by a rabbit. Just more and more reasons why I'm driving.
I say the moral of the story is stay
Drive.
away from the airport.
That's right. That's right.
It's not worth it.
No, it is not. I will take the long drive and just make it part of the trip, and we'll just take our time and mosey on down. All right.
See, I thought the movie Airplane was a joke, but it's
more
pretty common.
It was a little ahead of its time.
It
Yes,
was.
it was. It was showing us the future.
The red line.
Yes. The white zone is for. I won't go into quotes from Airplane, but
All right, so we have a couple of Gen Z things, and we love Gen Z. We do. But
Are we sure about that?
do we?
well, they have a new trend.
Oh, good. Because the other thousands of
Well,
trends haven't brought us a whole
As
lot.
everyone aware, over the last few years, it's gotten really expensive to do. Everything's expensive. I mean, food's expensive, eggs, everything has been expensive. Hopefully things will start coming down, but it's been expensive. Inflation's up. The last 3-4 years, it's been, expensive to go out to eat. And what they're saying is Gen Z loves their coffee. They love their coffee. But the Starbucks coffees now, which I didn't know this, are like around $7, I guess. for a
Holy
large.
smokes.
Wow.
Now, I don't know if this was from the New York Post, so I'm assuming it's in New York. So probably a little cheaper. In
they're pricey
flyover
here.
country.
They're pricey here too, though.
Are they?
Yeah.
But it says Gen Z has discovered a new way to combat the insane Java prices.
How would
with
that
this
be?
new trend?
A new trend, you say?
New trend,
All right.
brand spanking
Brand
new. Has never been
What
done before.
could they come up with that would
Says Gen Z TikTokers are ditching the expensive morning coffee runs and instead transforming their kitchens into cozy custom coffee shops, complete with menus, pastries, even barista uniforms in attempt to save money. So basically, they set up their kitchen as a little cafe. They invite friends over. They make their own food. They make their own coffee and have a party.
and charge their friends $7 a cup?
I wondered what that kitchen was for in my house. I never would have thought to.
I wouldn't have
This
thought that
is
was
my
new.
gripe. Everything that Gen Z do, it's always like
New.
they just discovered this.
Yes.
No, people have been getting together, going over other people's house, fellowship, eating, breaking bread, drinking coffee, having a couple pops outside, maybe when it's hot outside, for thousands of years. The Romans did. I'm sure the Egyptians did it. Let's go sit by the Nile and watch the crocodiles. I'll bring my whatever. So, I this is not new. This is my gripe. It's every time they do something, it's like they're the only person in the whole world that has
Brand new.
history
It's brand new.
has ever done it.
Mike, you guys were cutting edge because you're almost there. You've got a little coffee bar in your dining area. You could just, all you need to do is invite the people over.
If only I had enough foresight to actually make the coffee at the coffee bar.
You could have. You could have been ahead of the curve.
I know I missed out.
Says there's also
Crazy. It's almost like that's what it's for. I never would have guessed.
I've almost asked you before. Could I get something to drink off there?
You would have been out of luck.
not only do they do the home coffee shop, they also have the home cafe where they will actually make home meals, and they have a whole TikTok. These guys are doing it, like inviting their friends. Oh yeah, look, we're making appetizers and desserts, and yeah, you're having a meal.
I'm going to start charging you guys for like brats and stuff when I grill.
Yeah.
And you guys come over. I'm
Only
sorry.
if you're going
it's
to wear
gonna-
a little barista outfit.
Well,
and run
I'll do that, but or my dog outfit. you know,
around. Well,
run
I
around
may
like
be
a-
out on the dog outfit. I want dog hair in my bratwurst.
Oh, but he wants me in the barista outfit.
over the dog one.
Start to get mad at Greg when the brats take too long. Come on.
Yeah,
And I like how
you're
it says,
slow.
I like how it says that they're doing this. Sorry, I want to take a pause here. Where's Greg? The grill's going. The brats are burned up. Well, he saw a squirrel. He's chasing the squirrel in his dog outfit. All right, so sorry. I had ADHD brain for
Squirrel.
a second there. Says Gen Z is doing this to combat the high prices. But then they talked to this one couple that they went in and like remodeled their whole kitchen, bought barista uniforms, like spent $8,000 because you didn't want to spend $7 on coffee.
Yeah. I think
You could have got a lot of coffee for what you just
even
spent.
at $7. I mean,
You printed up menus. Bought uniforms, bought a little barista tables and set it up so it looks like a little cafe. It's like,
yeah, we spent $5,000
I don't
to
think,
save $7.
So-
I don't think you're saving money.
So in 3 years, your kitchen will have paid for itself if you bought $7 coffees every day.
That's right. All right.
Well, and they've got laptops, snacks.
Laptops like for people
What are
to
we
use,
taking in
or
order?
like-
Yeah, free Wi-Fi. Come in. We got laptops. Well,
Hold on.
it's a cafe. Well, that's what
And
it says.
then you know what the most outrageous part is going to be is the tips. They're going to have a tip option.
Oh, you know that.
Yeah, tip jar.
Not even the jar. It's just the thing. Like you have to.
Would
add
you
a
would
tip.
you like to tip?
Yeah.
15, 20, or 30%?
They spin their iPad around.
Yeah.
Hit the button there. I picture all
We
their
put a
friends coming
drive-through in
over.
our kitchen.
None of them are talking to each other. They're all on their phones and laptops on the Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
sending each other reels and laughing.
Hey, can you guys go out to dinner tonight? No, I got to close tonight.
I got to open in the morning. I get home early. Can't be doing that. All right.
Their kitchen sets are like Fisher Price, like the little kids things.
Look at my Easy Bake Oven.
Again, not new trends. Been doing them for years and years and years. All right. The last thing that I want to talk about, and this is a little adult-natured on the adult side of things.
This is
sent me
this is
I had heard about it. You
insane.
sent this story.
Yeah, this is insane.
I wanted to get into it a little bit.
Crazy talk.
It is crazy talk. Did it already happen? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought it had to over the weekend, didn't it, or something, or
Yeah.
last weekend, or whenever. But they had this race out in L.A. at this university. Okay. I've given you the warning. So it's a sperm race. Okay. So they got this, when I saw the story, I'm like, what? I don't even know what that means. Then I'm like, do I click on this? Do I want to know? Do I want this in my history? And now who knows what kind of ads I'm going to start getting?
And it is what it sounds like.
Yes. Now, I understand kind of what they're getting at. They're wanting to raise awareness for health, men's fertility, men's health. Testosterone levels are low. Fertility rates are low. And it is. I think they said Gen Z testosterone is like 60% of what the same age male was in 1970. I mean, things need to be changed and done. So that part.
It's because they're busy opening up coffee shops in their kitchens.
It's hard to be real masculine in your dog suit or your barista uniform running around. But anyway, so these two students decided they're going to come up with this race to make it less taboo, to talk about it, to make men feel more comfortable about all this. So
I just saw it as great. Another race I would lose.
So anyway, I wanted to bring that up simply to start because they had one of the pictures I saw, the two guys, they're like standing there. They look like a weigh-in for like the MMA.
That was one of my points. Is they build this thing like it's a freaking fight. Like it's a pay-per-view fight.
They had like a bunch of people in there cheering.
Yes.
That's my picture. You're going to see the president, a bunch of celebrities coming in. Like, oh yeah, here we go. That or is it like the Kentucky
You got a
Derby?
ringer.
You know, it's.
And they're off.
Yes, they're off. Coming around the corner, we got. So there was that point of it. I was like, what is it? Like they're gonna have like a big party. The women wear the.
We've got the impenetrator coming around.
Yeah. Oh,
There's so many bad things.
There is.
in this one.
Well, yeah, that was one of my
and
first.
coming in last place is the lazy slowpoke.
That was one of my first observations. It's like it's a build up like it's a fighting a pay-per-view event. Like Dana White's out there like introducing them and like weighing them in. And they've got like banners.
They do.
There's like whole banners of them set up of like there's 4 guys who basically were the contestants going up against each other. And yeah, they do the standoff thing. I'm like, look, I don't want to be okay. We're standing face to face with each other.
I pictured before too. It is like the Kentucky Derby. They got the women with all the big fancy weird hats.
Why Blue Origin hats probably be out there. Like this thing, it'd be very fitting.
This race brought to you by Johnsonville Brats. That's right.
Well, okay. I'd seen a comment too on one of these. It's so dumb, but it made me laugh. This is last year's champion, Jack Meoff. was beaten up by a young up-and-comer. I can't even say it. I can't even finish the comment. But it's like stuff like that. It's like, come on, guys. This is a joke.
So, okay, is there training? How do you train for this?
I don't know. Mine would be in the Special Olympics.
Hey, wait, we didn't.
Gosh.
We haven't seen you all weekend. I've been in the basement training. It's grueling.
Next, this will be like the next Olympic event before too long. It's like,
is there a ring girl for this?
How long is the race?
They had a video of it.
I mean, they're in under a microscope.
I would hope.
Well, yeah. You hope it's not. You can see it.
Well, my other question is they showed the race and they're going, how do you tell them apart? Do they have little jerseys? What is it? They got a number?
Maybe they inject some dye and they're different
They didn't
colors,
look
you
like
know?
it. They
Well-
had a video.
so basically how I saw, like how I understood this is so they're not in the same, they've literally got like a racetrack. They put it under the microscope, but it's like one person at a time and the time is like
It's
a
a
time.
timed race.
Yeah. So whoever had the fastest time was the winner.
Somebody got to get accused of doping somehow.
Oh, yeah. I was saying, because if they're all doing it at once, you got the yellow flag out. We got a crash on turn 2.
I don't know. Well, and, this is, look, we've said before, I don't know anything about women's stuff. I don't know anything about my own stuff. Can you make a sperm follow a track? I mean,
Well, I think it's just like a drag race. It's just straight ahead.
again, how do you make them go any direction?
Well, yeah, I mean, they could, I guess they could, decide they're going to spin around. Well, it's kind of like you'll see these races where they'll have like babies crawl towards the moms or whatever. Well, they'll go all different directions. But,
I understand that a little more than than this. This I don't get at all.
well, I don't either.
So I don't understand this.
Oh, he blew an engine.
So, but like I said, I think I told Mike, I said, I won $50 on FanDuel though. They let you bet on it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
if you're the
Well, how would you
champion,
pick a
start-
favorite?
You get a teeny tiny belt for that. Yeah, I got it. Got the belt.
One of these guys showed up in like a NASCAR suit.
You got
this
sponsors
thing.
all over.
Yeah, basically.
Little teeny decals.
What if it's your son? Are you real proud? Hey, what's your son doing? I don't know. I see he's got some kind of an award there. I didn't want to talk about it. Do we have to talk about this? He's in prison. And at the Kentucky Derby, they have a signature cocktail. They have the mint julep.
Yes, the mint julep.
I feel like this would need you would need a cocktail for this drink, the signature one, don't you? Would you go with like a White Russian? What would you? What would?
Well, definitely wouldn't be
A
the
beer.
dirty. Anything dirty, so.
No. So, yeah. So I don't know. I don't
I don't know what the drink of choice would be in that one.
Never mind.
Okay, we got to stop. All right. Well, that was the last thing I had. You got anything else?
I don't think I can follow that up.
Don't either. So anyway, I didn't understand it, and then when I read it, I was kind of like, I kind of get what you're doing, but I think you're going about it the wrong way.
Yeah.
But anyway, I guess it got people talking about it.
Well, it gives us stuff to make fun of. But
I mean,
guess
there
it-
were
I do
like,
get what they're doing.
there were a lot of people at this event. I mean, there was
There
a
was.
big crowd of people.
And can you really cheer them on? I mean, does it really make a difference? Is there a home crowd? Is the way home and away? Like,
Oh my
well,
god!
you want that home crowd advantage usually, but
Typically, you do.
I don't know if that would really do it for you.
Oh man!
So, all right, well, that will do it for me. You guys got anything? And besides, I think my voice is just about shot. Some people say 5 minutes too late, but
Yes. You should have quit a half an hour
you
ago.
should have. You should have stopped on the naked defecating woman. But no, you had to keep going. Oh, so anyway, I got nothing else.
Nothing.
Nope.
Man,
Hey,
these
thanks.
stories are just crazy.
They
Sometimes at the end of an episode, I'm just like, I cannot believe we talked about that. But this is just like a random week now. I mean, this is like,
Well, and these are
It's-
news stories. It's
it's-
not
I know.
like we're going
Yeah.
out of the way. It's like, no, these, and they're on like, I'm not talking like the Weekly World News.
I don't think I could make these up.
what?
It's kind of like the Babylon Bee is like, pretty soon it's like, I'm going out of business because I can't
Yeah.
make up stuff as weird as what's happening.
It just feels like yesterday we were talking about pool noodles and 6 feet, and now we're talking about sperm races. It's like what?
Something I never thought in my life I would have talked about.
Oh man!
No.
Oh, I can't imagine going back and talking to my dad in 1963. It's like, what are you doing now? Well, we had a podcast. What? I'm talking to this microphone. Oh, you talking
Like a DJ? You're a DJ?
Yeah, are you talking about real political stuff? Now, sperm races. You just shake his head. He's like, I got to rethink about getting married. All right. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning into the show. We hope you laughed a little bit. You had a good time. Don't get offended about things. Take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. Check out the other podcasts in the Off the Tongue Podcast Network. Check out our social media feeds. Hit the share button. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button.
Hit something.
Hit something. Please Please don't strip off your clothes on an airplane and defecate on the seat.
Just use a little discretion.
Please.
Yes.
Unless if it's a private airplane, you want to do that, I guess maybe that's a little different. But if it's one I could be on, please don't do that. All right. We thank you so much for tuning in the show. We hope you're tuning in 7 days. Until then, see ya.
Later.
Peace.